Hey guys, good morning. It's Cali. How's everyone doing today? I just wanted to check in with my weekly update. I have a little bit of art to share with you and a teeny tiny auction haul. And I just wanted to check in and say, hey, again, a lot can happen in a week, you know, it's crazy. Today is my youngest daughter Danielle's 27th birthday. So happy birthday, Danielle. I can't believe it. It seems like just yesterday I was bringing her home from the hospital. Literally, time flies. It's crazy to me. And speaking of time flying, I had the privilege and honor of reconnecting with one of my very, 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 very best friends, sisters of the moon, Holly, this week. And I literally have not seen Holly in 27 years. So, oh my God. So I got to see her and her husband, Scott, actually for 2 days this week, and you know, that's it. We've reconnected again, you know true friendship when 24 years can pass and it literally seems like yesterday. So within seconds of seeing her again, I was grinning ear to ear. My face hurt from laughing, and we had a blast. So such an honor, and I love you, Halls. It was great, and I'll be seeing her again soon. You know, I'm really honored. My whole life I've been honored to have the privilege of knowing some really amazing, strong, powerful women, and I know how blessed I am to be able to say that. So I learn from these women every day, and I have this incredible circle around me, so I'm feeling the love, and it's great. Speaking of love, how'd everybody do with the hashtag Love Summer Art? I, see in the group, our YouTube, Facebook group, a lot of feedback, and Shannon Green had posted some polls, and a few other people just getting feedback and things like that. It was a great experience for me. I really enjoyed it. It kind of pushed me to enhance my editing skills, if you will. I can't even call myself skilled yet. And to do some process videos and tutorials, of which I will be doing more of. Again, my goal is to kind of do at least 1 or 2 a week. In addition to this, you'll always see my face at least once a week when I do, whether you want to or not. Well, I guess if you don't want to, you can just click off, right? So, yeah, it was good. And, I don't know that I'll be doing like monthly themes or things like that, because I'm really not a theme girl. But who knows? Every time I say I'm not going to do something, I wind up doing it again. But overwhelmingly positive for me in the fact that I got to interact and see so many channels that I had not seen ever, and meet some brand new friends, and it was just great all the way around. So, still going on. Check out hashtag Love Summer Art and see what's out there. So, and also, speaking of amazing, powerful women who I've recently come to know and know that I will know forever, Miss Rita Marie, Gypsy here on YouTube, she did a giveaway, and the winner was picked, Nana number 3, who we all love here, Marianne McMillan, and Nana had requested that Rita do a picture of Rita as the Gypsy and me as the Witch, us together, and I was so honored to thank you, Nana, and thank you, Rita, for your wonderful rendition of that. And I'll put a link to Rita's video below where she did that. But it's just amazing, the sisterhood and brotherhood that is forming here, and to be able to collaborate and work with my new friends is just incredible. So that's been a lot of fun, and my computer keeps crashing during our Skype sessions. It's funny, we get about an hour in, but that's just been really cool. And to meet you guys, just good stuff. And yeah, I'm gonna do a shout out video. Maybe I'll do it this week, of people who I watch and people who I love here on YouTube. I see that Shannon Green just posted another one, and a few people. Gina Aarons did one. Kelly Donovan did one. Just shout outs to people who they watch, and I think that's cool, because the Mary Atelier did one too. And also, speaking of her, Mary, I love you, and thank you for your research and your dedication and finding out this information. Mary, and I'll also link her video below, did a video this week on copyright law and changes to copyright law, and she kind of makes it easy for those of you who don't want to dive into the legalese mumbo jumbo, which, you know, can be very confusing, and not that I want to dive into it either, but it's so important to know. So Mary did her research and did a very informative video, and I am going to link it below, because it affects all of us. So check that out too. And I'm kind of all over the place here. I'm just so excited. So what should I talk about right now? How about some art that I did this week? In my hashtag Love Summer Art video, I did wind up doing a, I think you guys all saw this, my boho planter, and this was my successful one, if you will. I did share with you guys my fail, which really, when you look at them side by side, well, I can definitely tell, but oh, and let me caution you guys, at the inside lip of this is, you know, obviously, duh, it's a can, and it's metal, and it's sharp, but you can all see I'm rocking my Incredible Hulk Band-Aid. I had these in my cabinet for my grandkids, because I was washing the cans out, and I sliced my finger pretty good, boy. So please be careful. And again, I think Mike Deacon had commented what was the purpose of the holes in the bottom of the can, and that's for drainage if you wanted to use this as a planter, but you certainly don't have to put the holes, and you could use these to hold your paintbrushes or makeup brushes or anything. But while I had the clay tiles out, and again, I was like binge watching other polymer clay artists here on YouTube, who are incredible, and I can just hope one day that I can, you know, hop in their shadows. But anyway, I had the tiles out, and they're addicting to make, and I just did some simple ones, but I shared for those of you who follow me on Facebook, this was a frame that I showed you guys last week that I had gotten from the auction. It was like it had the picture of the woman and a baby, and it was like baby blue with balloons on it. Well, I just took it and painted it black, and did some polymer clay tiles on it with the mica powder, and I just put in one of my favorite sayings from Pinterest, and so now I have this cool frame that I actually would want to display in my house, where I never would have done that with the other one. And speaking of altered art and polymer clay, I had an empty Domino's tin, you know, for Domino's, and I covered the whole thing in polymer clay tiles, and I did the sides. I used some ball chain, which worked out really well, and again, just mica powders, and this tin opens, and right now I just have, I want to line it maybe with velvet, but right now I'm storing extra polymer clay tiles. Actually, I don't have a lot right now. I need to get some more clay. It's very addicting. So if you have not yet tried that, you know, you could check out my boho planter video or any number of amazing polymer clay artists here on YouTube. But that's been a lot of fun. And also, the only other thing I did that I showed you guys last week from my auction haul, I had gotten that white metal lantern that had like a candle in the bottom, which turned out to be an electric light. Well, I had my stepson Nick pull that out. I couldn't get it undone. Had him pull the light out, and I've painted it, as you can see, and it's heavy. So I can either put like my hand, a little plant in here, you know, this obviously will sit over something, or a candle. I still need to paint the inside bottom down in here. I explored taking the pieces of glass out prior to painting them, and while they do have little metal tabs, they are kind of fused, I think, just with age, so I didn't want to risk breaking the panels. But I've already set this up amidst my plants in the corner, and every time I look at it, I'm in love. So I'm discovering that one of my favorite things to do is upcycle, recycle. You know, that's part of the joy for the auction for me. I always have my eye out for something that I can transform. I always see the potential in something. And so that's all the art I did this week. I have not done any work on my journal. my July journal at all. I'll do a, you know, a roundup at the end of the month and I'll show you what I did, but have not worked in that at all. And that kind of forces me in the art mode, but I've been busy doing other stuff, and I hope you guys are too. This shirt is driving me crazy today. And so that's going to lead me into the auction. And we went last night and we were packed in like sardines. I swear to God, it feels like each time we go, they add another row of chairs. I don't know. I guess they must be conforming to the fire codes, but it doesn't feel like that when it's so hot and people are literally breathing down your neck. But that was the only downside. It was super, super hot. They had last night was tool night at the auction. I tried to get my son up to come check out things, but he was busy. Literally, you know, piles of tables of craftsman tools, exquisite, big, huge drill presses, things like that, going for crazy sums like 20 bucks, 5 bucks. Insane, insane, insane. I actually contemplated, they were selling bundles of saws, you know, saws, for like $3 for 8 saws. And I thought, boy, I've seen other people do it, where you can paint on the saw blade. I actually did entertain that for a minute, but you guys know I don't want piles of stuff in my house, so I need to take care of the few things that I have going on right now. So it was tool night, so there wasn't an awful lot, but I did get 2 things, and for a grand total of 20 bucks, and Tom and Nick got a few, like, minted coin sets, like Nick's a coin collector, kind of, so they got some sets of coins that were, like, mint, but I got, which, it's going to be a pain in the butt for me to store, I'm going to have to find room, but it's big, and I'm about to show you. It's heavy. This is a light table, like a tracing table. Okay, it's really super heavy. This is the back, and so you know, it lights up. It looks like an X-ray light that the doctors use, right? There's 2 buttons on the top, on either side. It says Portatrace. And yeah, there's a handle, but boy, it's heavy, seriously. But you know, it lights up and you can trace anything that you want. So you put your artwork down, you put tracing paper on top, and you could trace over it and then transfer it to a surface or whatever you want to use it for. So for 5 bucks, I couldn't pass it up, and it does work. Got home last night, and it was funny. I laid it on my kitchen table, and I plugged it in, and you have to hold, you know, they're fluorescent bulbs inside, so you have to hold down the switches to turn it on and like warm it up for a second. When I let go of the switches, the light came blinding on, and literally I was like staggering for, you know, a minute with spots in front of my eyes from the strength of the light. So it's super strong. And the only other thing I got, and Tom paid $10 for this, which I probably could have got it for less, but I really wanted it, and I didn't want to take a chance, and nobody else bid. So he said 10, and I threw my hand up, and I took it for 10. But again, I probably could have got it for 5. But it's just a wooden stool. It's heavy duty. A 4-legged stool. There's some wear on top. But you guys know I am going to funkify this and make this kind of like the, I don't even know what video it's in, but some of you may have seen the table that I did. Very bohemian, gypsy-ish. I'm going to do the same thing to this. And that's my plan for this week. And also, you can tell, even though it's like the end of July and not quite fall yet, I'm in upstate New York, and our nights are getting cooler now already, and I'm a fall girl. My birthday's in September. So it calls to me, you know. But it seems like every year in the fall, it's time for me to drag out the sewing machine. I don't tend to do it at any other time, but lately I've been thinking of, time to bring out the sewing machine. And speaking of boho, speaking of sewing, I've been like lost in Pinterest, and I'm late getting on the Pinterest boat, you guys, honestly. I've had an account for a couple years, but didn't really know what I was doing. I'm starting to dabble a little bit more with it. But you guys know, oh my God, it is so easy to get lost in Pinterest and, you know, going to boho sites and things like that. So I saw a site, I believe it was on Pinterest, and I can't credit the person specifically. I guess I could go back in my history, but I saw a site of like boho do-it-yourself clothing kind of things, and there was a great video on how to repurpose your old gypsy skirts, like hippie skirts, and I have a ton of them. You know, I'm a Woodstock girl, and yeah, so I think if I can find a way to rig my tripod, which I think I can, like over my sewing machine, I might do a sewing tutorial this week. So I'm thinking about that, and I've been really dying. My junk drawer is getting full again, so it might be time for another junk drawer collage. You know, so I have some ideas for some projects. If you guys have any ideas or anything that you would specifically like to see me do, leave it in the comments below, because that could be helpful. Because, yeah, I don't know. There's a million things I want to do, you know, every time I look at somebody else. And again, the best part about YouTube for me has just been the inspiration that everyone else, you know, it's flooding. Everything I see I want to do, you know. So I think that's really all I have to say to you guys right now. And I can't believe this video is like under 20 minutes. Wow. But I'm going to say goodbye. Say see you later for now. And my garden's doing good on the deck too, if anybody cares. My tomatoes are starting to get red, and pumpkins are coming, and zucchinis are growing, and cukes are growing. So that's been calling my name and pulling my time too. So I hope you guys are having a wonderful, wonderful week. Count your blessings every day, every way. Tell people you love them if you do. And I love you. Wishing you the very brightest of blessings. I'll talk to you guys soon, so stay tuned. I'll be back. Love you. Bye-bye.